Many people notice persistent itchy spots on their bodies. Most tend to dismiss these as common dry skin or allergic reactions. However, in some cases, unrelenting itchiness can be an alarming signal of much more serious underlying issues, including hidden ailments that could significantly shorten one's lifespan. The human body has an amazing ability to send signals when something is wrong, and neglecting these warnings can cost precious years. Today, we will delve into 5 specific areas on the body where itching might indicate serious health risks, especially after the age of 60. If you've experienced itching in any of these areas, it's time to pay close attention. Some of these signs are easy to miss, but they could be your body's way of providing an early warning about a more serious impending problem. Stay with us until the end, as the last itchy area mentioned is often overlooked yet can be the most dangerous. Itchy Area 1, Shins, a warning about circulation. One of the most common places where older adults experience persistent itching is on their shins. This phenomenon is often attributed to simple dry skin or irritation from socks or shoes. However, if the itching is frequent, especially around the shins or ankles, it could be a serious warning that circulation is weakening with age. Insufficient blood flow to the lower limbs can lead to dryness, thinning skin, and even nerve-related itching, signaling difficulties in the vascular system. The mechanism is as follows. The legs are the furthest point from the heart, meaning blood has to work significantly harder to reach these areas. If circulation slows due to narrowed arteries, weakened vein walls, or overall cardiovascular decline, the skin receives less oxygen and essential nutrients. This, in turn, causes chronic dryness, irritation, and sometimes even a tingling or burning sensation. In more severe cases, this condition can be a sign of peripheral artery disease, PAD, an ailment that significantly increases the risk of heart attack and stroke. Consider the case of 73-year-old James. He noticed his shins itched almost every night, regardless of how much lotion he used. Initially, he thought it was just aging skin, but when he mentioned it to his doctor, tests revealed slowed circulation, putting him at risk for blood clots and serious heart problems. By making lifestyle changes, adding more physical activity, improving his diet, and staying hydrated, James saw his itching decrease and his circulation significantly improve. If you want to check your circulation, try this simple test. Press your finger firmly on your shin for a few seconds, then release. If the indentation remains for a long time before disappearing, it could indicate impaired circulation. Ignoring persistent shin itching might mean missing an early warning sign of serious vascular issues. If you notice this, don't just assume it's dry skin. Consult a doctor and take steps to improve your circulation before it's too late. Itchy Area 2, Upper Back, a signal of nerve damage. If you've ever experienced persistent itching on your upper back, around the shoulder blades, that simply won't go away, even with vigorous scratching, it could be a sign of nerve damage, not just dry skin. Many people tend to dismiss constant itching in this area as an annoying but harmless nuisance. In reality, such a phenomenon might indicate a condition known as notalgia paresthetica, caused by compression or damage to nerves in the spine. The mechanism is as follows. With age, intervertebral discs lose moisture and shrink, which can lead to the compression of nerve endings in the upper back. When this happens, nerves begin sending abnormal signals to the brain, creating a sensation of itching or tingling, even though there are no external causes. This is precisely why scratching doesn't bring the expected relief. The source of the problem isn't in the superficial layers of the skin but originates from the nerve endings beneath it. In some cases, this type of nerve compression can serve as an early signal of degenerative spinal changes. If left unaddressed, these changes can lead to limited mobility, chronic pain, and even posture problems, ultimately negatively impacting one's lifespan. Consider the case of 68-year-old Roger, who noticed a strange persistent itch just below his right shoulder blade. No matter how much moisturizing lotion he used or how vigorously he scratched, the itch never seemed to subside. After consulting his doctor, he learned the cause was a pinched nerve in his upper spine. This condition could have progressed to more serious spinal issues if left untreated. Through targeted stretches, improved posture, and a course of physical therapy, Roger was able to alleviate the itching and prevent further nerve damage. Here's something you can try. Press your fingers on the itchy spot on your upper back. If it feels numb, tingly, or strangely deep rather than just a superficial itch, it might indicate a nerve problem, not a skin issue. If persistent itching in your upper back sounds familiar, don't ignore it. It could be a sign that your spine needs attention before it leads to serious mobility problems in the future. Itchy Area 3, Palms, a silent liver warning. If you notice persistent itching on your palms, especially if it comes and goes without an obvious cause, it could be a signal originating from your liver. Many people assume itchy palms are just a manifestation of dry skin or irritation from soap. However, in some cases, it can be a sign of liver dysfunction caused by bile buildup, or even an early indicator of liver disease. The reason is this: the liver is responsible for filtering toxins from the blood and producing bile, a fluid necessary for digesting fats. But if the liver isn't functioning properly, bile salts can accumulate in the bloodstream, causing itching and skin irritation, particularly on the palms and soles of the feet. This type of itching often intensifies at night and isn't relieved by moisturizers, as the problem isn't superficial but originates from within the body. Consider the case of 72-year-old Walter, who began experiencing random bouts of itchy palms, especially in the evenings. At first, he thought it was just a reaction to something he touched, but when it became constant, he consulted his doctor. Blood tests showed his liver enzymes were elevated, signaling an early stage of fatty liver disease. By making dietary changes, reducing processed foods, eating more leafy greens, and staying hydrated, his symptoms improved, and his liver health stabilized. Here's a simple test. Press your thumb firmly on your palm for a few seconds, then release. If the skin remains red longer than expected or feels tender, it might indicate underlying liver stress. If your palms frequently itch, especially without an obvious reason, pay attention to other symptoms like fatigue, unexplained weight changes, or yellowing of the skin or eyes. It's always better to get it checked early than to ignore a potential liver warning.
Itchy area 4. Scalp, a hidden sign of blood sugar imbalance.
If you notice persistent itching on your scalp, even without dandruff or visible irritation, it could be a sign that your blood sugar levels are out of balance. Many people don't associate an itchy scalp with internal health problems. However, high blood sugar and insulin resistance can actually lead to chronic inflammation, which often manifests on the skin first. The mechanism is as follows: when blood sugar levels remain too high for an extended period, it causes low-grade inflammation throughout the body. This inflammation affects nerves, weakens the immune system, and even disrupts the skin barrier, leading to persistent scalp itching, excessive dryness, or even slow wound healing. In some cases, this can be an early indicator of prediabetes or type 2 diabetes. This condition significantly impacts lifespan and quality of life if left untreated. Consider the case of 69-year-old Richard, who constantly experienced an itchy scalp that wouldn't go away, no matter what shampoo he used. Initially, he assumed it was just a reaction to a new product, but after mentioning it to his doctor, he discovered his fasting blood sugar was in the pre-diabetic range. By making small lifestyle changes, reducing refined carbohydrates, walking after meals, and staying hydrated, his scalp irritation disappeared, and his blood sugar levels stabilized. Try this test. Run your fingers through your scalp. If it feels unusually sensitive, excessively dry, or you notice intermittent itching throughout the day, it might be time to check your blood sugar levels. If your scalp itches without an obvious cause, don't neglect this signal. It could be a subtle sign that your body is struggling to regulate glucose levels. Timely dietary control, hydration, and regular physical activity can prevent serious complications in the future. Itchy area 5. Soles of the feet, a warning of nerve damage. If you've ever noticed persistent itching on the soles of your feet, especially at night, it could signal nerve damage, insufficient circulation, or even the initial stages of neuropathy. Many tend to believe that itchy feet are caused by dry skin or an allergic reaction to socks or shoes. However, in some cases, it can be an alarming precursor to more serious internal health problems. The mechanism is as follows. The nerves in your feet are among the most sensitive in the body, and they are often the first to suffer from impaired blood flow, diabetic complications, or other nerve-related conditions. When these nerves become irritated or begin to break down, they can send false signals to the brain, creating sensations of itching, tingling, or even burning. If left untreated, this condition can lead to numbness, reduced sensation, and a significantly increased risk of falls or foot injuries that heal poorly. Consider the case of 74-year-old Frank. He began noticing itching on the soles of his feet every evening, and no amount of lotion seemed to bring relief. At first, he thought it was just dry skin, but when he finally mentioned it to his doctor, tests revealed an early stage of peripheral neuropathy. This condition is often associated with blood sugar and circulation problems. By making lifestyle adjustments, taking regular walks, improving his diet, and taking better care of his feet, he was able to reduce his symptoms and slow the progression of nerve damage. Try the following test. Take a pen cap and lightly run it across the sole of your foot. If you feel less sensation in one foot compared to the other, or if the itching is accompanied by tingling or burning, it could be a sign of nerve-related issues. If you experience itchy feet, especially at night or without an obvious cause, it's important to pay attention to other symptoms like tingling, numbness, or changes in skin color. Addressing this problem early can help prevent serious complications in the future. Final thoughts. Now that you are aware of 5 specific itchy areas that could indicate potential health threats, the most important thing you can do is listen carefully to the signals your own body sends. Skin itching might seem harmless at first glance. However, when it manifests in persistent, unexplained forms, it could be your body's way of signaling deeper internal issues, from circulation disorders to nerve damage, blood sugar imbalances, or even liver problems. Early detection of these signs can play a crucial role in maintaining health and extending longevity. If you've experienced itching in any of the mentioned areas, take a moment to assess other symptoms you might have noticed recently. Do you feel more tired than usual? Have you observed changes in your skin condition, energy levels, or digestion? Sometimes, even minor symptoms combine to form a larger overall picture, and recognizing them promptly can help you take necessary action before a serious illness develops.